today the topic is wireless earbud reviews, and I'm going to review the One More PistonBuds Pro Q30. Let's go. Okay, let's start our video. So first, to talk a little bit about One More as a brand, okay? So in my opinion, it's a brand very similar to brands like Soundcore and Soundpeats in terms of audio proposals. What I mean by this is they are trying to put out very good quality-price relationship products, okay? So very good quality with a very low price. Although I have already tested a few earbuds of this brand and I've yet to be convinced about this value proposal, okay? Maybe these One More PistonBuds Pro Q30 will do the trick. Let's see. So first off, let's start with our specifications and preliminary analysis, okay? So these have a single dynamic driver, a 10mm dynamic driver, okay? I'm assuming the reproduction frequency range is from 20 Hz to 20 kHz. I wasn't able to confirm this in any way. So it's the standard coverage of the human hearing spectrum. In terms of Bluetooth, we have Bluetooth 5.3, so it's the latest version. It's always nice. We have SBC and AAC codecs. Okay, so these are the two standard codecs, in which the AAC is the superior codec of them both. We have touch controls, okay, standard touch controls, okay, nothing new here. This is the touch sensor over here, okay. Battery life, we have 7.5 hours on the earbuds plus 22.5 hours in the case, okay. So 7.5 hours in the earbuds is a little bit above normal, okay, which is usually around 6 hours. In terms of the case, 22.5 hours in the case, slightly below normal, which usually is around 25 hours, okay. Perfectly acceptable figures, okay. I haven't had any problem with battery life with these, so no issues there. In terms of charge time, it's 2 hours to have a full charge, well within normal, okay. And it does have fast charging. If you connect it during 10 minutes, you will gain 2 hours of battery life. In terms of charging, it does have USB-C only, okay, in terms of charging, so no wireless charging. That's okay. It's much slower than standard USB-C cable anyway, so that's what I always use. Oh, by the way, this is the Bluetooth pairing button down here in the case. It does have that mysterious low latency gaming mode, okay, probably at the cost of sound quality or extra battery consumption. It does support multi-point connectivity, so they support up to 2 devices connected at the same time. They have an IPX5 protection rating, so it's a little bit above the standard IPX4 rating, okay. They do protect against water jets, so basically this means that you can train with them as long as you don't submerge them in water or soak them in water, okay. They do have in-ear detection, okay, and they also have true mono mode with a single earbud, okay. What I mean by this is that they do support the stereo down mix to mono, okay, where it mixes both the left and right channels down to a single channel so that we don't lose any audio source. I think it is important to clarify this because some earbuds claim to have mono mode when in fact they only support single earbud usage, which is a totally different thing, okay? Single earbud usage refers to the ability to use a single earbud while the other one is charging in the case. On the other hand, mono mode refers to the ability to downmix a stereo source down to a single channel, okay? And what I mean by this is, imagine you have like a podcast with two hosts, and the podcast creator decides to have one of the hosts on the left channel and the other one on the right channel, okay? If you do not have earbuds that support true mono mode, but only support single usage mode, okay, this will mean that when you are listening to, for example, this is the left channel. When you are listening to the left channel, you will only hear one of the hosts. When the other host speaks, there is no audio channel being transmitted to this, okay? If they do support true mono mode, in that instance, you will hear both left and right channels downmixed to this single channel here, okay? So very important distinction. Be aware that true mono mode is not the same thing as single earbud usage, okay? So these fortunately do support true mono mode. Perfect. Oh, by the way, if you're liking the video, help a guy out. Subscribe to the channel and press the like button, okay? Thanks. Back to the video. Okay, now let's go over to our table. Here it is. And start our proper review, okay? And let's start off with sound quality, which in this case, it's a 7 out of 10. It's an excellent sound quality, especially for the price, okay? And for a single 10mm dynamic driver alone, the sound quality is surprisingly good, okay? For any kind of music, all frequency ranges, very well defined and balanced, in my opinion, of course. And also, they do have that sub-bass extension below the 60 Hz, which give it that subwoofer feel, which I do prefer. Okay, so excellent in that regard as well, to have a fuller, more energetic sound. Very good. Next, comfort. It's an 8 out of 10. Okay, very good in my case, so they fit like a glove. Okay, of course, this is very subjective because it also depends on your ear anatomy. Okay, you can train with them, you can run with them. They stick very good in the ears, actually. And they can also be a good option for side sleepers. Okay, you will have to test if that's the case for you. For me, they are almost perfect for side sleeping because they do not protrude that much from the ear. Next aspect, volume. It's an 8 out of 10, excellent, more than enough volume, okay? So these guys have all the critical bases covered, okay? Now on to the less relevant but also important aspects, less relevant for me, of course. Starting off with battery life, it's a 6 out of 10, as we already saw previously. In this case, it's just those standard ranges with 7.5 hours in the earbuds plus 22.5 hours in the case, okay? Perfectly average, but perfectly usable, no problems there. Next, ANC. ANC, it's an 8 out of 10. Excellent ANC. I was very much surprised by the ANC on these guys. I was not expecting an ANC that good, especially in this price range. It blocks out very well little ambient noises, and it makes loud environments extremely comfortable. So very good ANC on these. I was not expecting an ANC that good in this price range. Very good. Next aspect, ear tip replacement. It's an 8 out of 10, okay, which is very good. So these are oval ear tips, okay, so that for me always makes it more difficult to acquire ear tips when comparing them to round ear tips. However, the design of these is pretty standard, which makes it easier to find oval ear tips when comparing it to proprietary solutions. And also a plus is the fact that the case handles deeper and larger ear tips very well as well. Okay, I've tested this, and this actually is not that common among cases. Okay, so very good for ear tip replacement. 8 out of 10. Next aspect, we have the custom EQ. It's an 8 out of 10. Very good. Okay, it's very equivalent to the SoundPeats offering. Okay, so it has a 10-band EQ, very well distributed along the frequency range, although they are fixed frequencies. But this is a very good offering because lots of other earbuds only have like 4 or 6 band EQs. For instance, Edifier, I think it has 4 bands only. This one has 10. Okay. And also a very big plus for these, as well as SoundPeats as well, they do allow us to control some sub-bass frequencies, okay, so below 60 Hertz, which for me is a very important aspect, okay? Very good personalized EQ. Next, control usability and range is a 6 out of 10. Here it's just sufficient. Okay, the controls are reactive. Okay, they don't seem to have any particular flaws registering the controls, but they don't have single tap, which for me is a bummer because I use single tap for volume up and down. They don't have single tap, and the hold function, it's not customizable. Okay, they do have double tap, triple tap, and hold. The hold is not customizable, no single tap option, so it's just sufficient for me. It's a 6 out of 10. I wish one more would improve on this. It would be much more usable that way. Next aspect, high-res codecs. It doesn't have any, so it has SPC and AAC. It doesn't have anything like LDAC, for example. Next aspect, multi-point connectivity. So it's a 7 out of 10. It's very good. It handles up to 2 devices simultaneously, which is the current standard for multi-point. Although the transition between connected devices is not instantaneous, as it happens with other competitors like SoundPeats. I'm remembering SoundPeats has a very good instantaneous transition between connected devices. It's not that slow, but it does take a few seconds to switch from one device to the other. So an improvement point here for one more in terms of the multi-point connectivity, but it is perfectly usable nonetheless. Okay. Next aspect, gaming mode. It's an 8 out of 10, so it does support gaming mode. In my perception, I didn't notice any latency whatsoever. As you know, in this aspect, I don't perform any kind of high-level analytical millisecond measuring tests. Okay, I just test it for my personal perception, which in this case for me makes more sense. Okay, in terms of drawbacks, it will most certainly sacrifice audio quality or battery life or both. Okay. Next aspect, control customization. It's a 7 out of 10. So it does allow a good customization in what is customizable, and that is the double click and the triple click. Unfortunately, as we already saw, it doesn't have single click functionality, and the hold functionality is not customizable. So for me, this would be a big improvement point if one more could provide us with more custom control options. Next aspect, fast charging. It's an 8 out of 10, so it's the standard fast charge. Okay, 10 minutes of charging gives you 2 hours of battery life. Next aspect, find my device or find my earbuds. It doesn't have it, so find my device is the functionality that allows you to track the last known GPS position of when the earbuds were connected to your mobile device, or to send a command to have these start to beep if they are still paired with your device, so that you can find them through the sound that they produce while beeping. This doesn't have any of those Find My Device features. Next, in-ear detection, it's an 8 out of 10, so it's excellent. It works very well. I haven't noticed any problems while using this feature. And finally, we have wireless charging. It doesn't have it, so it's a 0 out of 10. It only charges through USB-C, which, as I already said, for me it's not a problem because it is much faster that way via USB-C, and it's my preferred way to charge all of my earbuds. Now let's go over to the microphone evaluation. And in this case, it's an 8 out of 10. It's excellent. I was blown away by the quality of this microphone. I was not expecting it, okay? So in terms of microphone and call quality, it's really, really good, okay? Especially for this price. I was not expecting it at all. It works very well on the several environments that I have tested it. Controlled environment, wind environment, and background noise environments, okay? Oh, by the way, I am going to start to add companion videos to these reviews showing exactly how I test the microphones and letting you decide if you think the microphone quality is good or bad on your own terms. And now on to the final score and recommendation, okay? So in terms of listening, we have a final score of 7.03, which is very, very good, okay? And the microphone score of 8, as we already saw, which is excellent, okay? And this gives us the quality price relationship figures as shown. So I paid 40 euros for these, okay, on promotion, but they usually go around 55 euros, which is also a very good deal, okay? So the cost per quality here, which is obtained by dividing the price by the respective score, either the listening or the microphone score. So the lower, the better the quality price relationship. So in this case, we have 5.69 euros per listening point, which is very good, okay? And 5 euros on the cost per quality on the microphone front. Very good as well, okay? Even at its standard 55 euro price, I do consider this 7.82 euros on the listening side and 6.88 euros on the microphone side to be very good values, okay? This will become more apparent when I publish my Excel spreadsheet comparing the several reviews between them. That's when these values will really come in handy for comparison's sake, okay? Okay, so my final recommendation. In a word, these are fantastic. Fantastic, okay? There's really nothing that these earbuds do wrong. They are an exceptional value proposal, and in my opinion, they do represent a very good direction shift from One More by presenting a very high quality product at an astonishing price, okay? So congratulations, One More, well done. Both the sound and the microphone quality are excellent, okay? When we consider the price at the moment, for the overall package, sound plus microphone, these are by far the best quality price relationship earbuds I've ever tested, on par only with the Baseus Bowie MA10 review coming up shortly, but without the inconvenience of the giant case from the MA10s and with a much better microphone. So highly, highly recommended. Excellent quality price relationship on these guys. And that's it. I hope this was useful to you. Please leave your feedback and share your ideas and opinions in the comments. And if you want to stay up to date with the next videos, you can subscribe the channel and click that like button. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.